My name is Pat Butenas, and my colleague Suzanne Delario and I are with the Camden County chapter of the League of Women Voters, which is focused on education about voting and helping and encouraging citizens to vote. We are a nonpartisan organization, and that's important. That means that we do not support or oppose any particular candidate or political party. We're going to begin by showing you a video made by Rutgers University Camden campus students about voting.
Voting matters because it is one of the most effective ways to share our thoughts about our communities and nation. It is a mechanism to convey the voices of the people and enact positive change. Voting is important to me because it allows me to be a part of greater change. With voting, I make a difference not only in my life, but in the lives of my current and future family and friends.
Voting matters because if you want to spark change, then you need to stand up for what you believe in. I was ignorant in thinking that voting wasn't important, but with the current state of our world, it is so important to go and make change. If you want someone in office with similar beliefs as you, then you need to speak up and vote.
Voting matters because it's the easiest way for your voice to be heard in government. Elections are a performance review for politicians, so issues that matter to us should be at the forefront of their campaign.
Voting matters because it's not just about having your voice heard. It's about being a voice for the unheard. I believe that it's important to think about how politics affects those who are undocumented, those that are incarcerated, those that experience homelessness, and those that don't have citizenship or who aren't even old enough to vote yet. Giving your voice matters for these people.
Voting matters because it affects everyone's lives. Who we vote for can have severe positive or negative consequences on our life. It's important to vote because once one person gains voter apathy, it's going to stop 100 people or 100,000 people from not voting. It also matters because I need to make my voice heard for those who cannot vote, such as those who are incarcerated, immigrants, and those who face voter suppression because of the color of their skin.
Voting matters to me because it is a right that we have that people in our history past did not. So I will be voting for those who to this day can't vote.
Today, we're going to be talking about who is eligible to vote, why you should vote, elections this year in New Jersey, voter suppression efforts, and how to register to vote.
Thank you, Suzanne. Okay, who can vote? You have to be a U.S. citizen and at least 18 years old to vote. If you were born in this country, you are a U.S. citizen. If you came here from another country, you can become what we call a naturalized U.S. citizen by passing the test and taking an oath. You can register to vote when you become 17, but you can't actually vote until your 18th birthday. Why should you vote? We heard some of this in the video with the Rutgers students. So many things in our daily lives are decided by laws, by the people we elect to make and enforce those laws. And there are different government levels. It's not just one big government. We have elected representatives at 3 different levels: federal, Washington, state, for us, Trenton, and then the county and township levels. So at the federal level, for example, social media is under discussion. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, whatever, are under scrutiny for regulation by the president and Congress to prevent them from spreading or posting lies and inciting people to violence, spreading disinformation. The question is, do you think people should be able to say or post whatever they want on social media, regardless of the consequences? That's the discussion. At the state level, again, Jersey, Trenton, Governor Murphy is promoting what's called environmental justice. He signed into law a requirement that certain facilities that we all need, like wastewater treatment plants, recycling plants, landfills, can't always be located in the same communities that already have more than their fair share. These are typically poorer communities, and they shouldn't always face side effects like pollution, noise, traffic, or even loss of their green space. The idea is that all New Jersey residents have a right to a clean, healthy environment. And then there's the most local level, our county and towns or townships. For example, these officials decide what kind of recreational facilities your town has, like ballparks, ball fields, basketball courts, tennis courts, dog parks, whatever. They are also supposed to maintain them. Local property taxes fund New Jersey's public school system. And some people feel that's unfair because that means that wealthier towns can afford better facilities and programs for their schools than the rest of us. And these are just a few of the many issues that are decided by officials we elect. Affordable health care, how long people can receive unemployment benefits, should student college debt be forgiven, should COVID vaccinations be required. On all these issues and more, you get a chance to express your opinion by voting for officials you believe best represent your views, and then contacting them once they're on the job, once they're in office. This year, these are our elections in New Jersey. On November 2nd, we will vote for the governor and lieutenant governor, all 40 state senators, not Washington level, Trenton level, and all 80 state assembly persons. You do not have to belong to a political party to vote in the general election. And if you are a member of a political party, you can vote for whichever candidate is on the ballot, regardless of political party, even if it's not your party's candidate. But you must be registered to vote. To vote on November 2nd in New Jersey, you have to be registered by October 12th. You can register by mail, in person, and online. Now, last year was a special year in which New Jersey voters were all able to vote by mail instead of going in person to the polling place. This was due to COVID concerns. This year, voters will be expected again to vote in person unless they request ahead of time a vote by mail ballot, which you can do. Now, my last topic here is voter suppression, an unfortunate one. There are people who are trying to make it more difficult for others to vote. Some people continue to believe that the 2020 presidential election was rigged, was unfair. This is completely false, as has been proven repeatedly in numerous official audits and court rulings, but some people believe it or say they believe it and claim that the measures they are proposing, which have been enacted in some states, will protect against election fraud. In reality, these measures will make it more difficult for people they believe will vote for candidates they do not support. Here are some examples in many states, not New Jersey, to keep people from voting. Closing polling places or making the voting hours shorter. People have to travel farther to vote, or maybe they're working and it's hard to get there after they've been working all day. Stricter ID requirements, narrower eligibility to vote absentee or by mail. It was easy last year in Jersey, and fewer ballot drop boxes. So all these things conspired to make it harder for people to vote. Now, registering to vote. This is our centerpiece today. If you have a driver's license in New Jersey, then you should already be registered to vote through the Motor Voter Program. But there's no penalty for registering again. Maybe your signature changed from when you filled out your driver's license application. And this is a way to make sure you're indeed registered. And here again is my colleague Suzanne, ready to show you how to register online.
Hello. This is the New Jersey Voter Information Portal. Once you're on this page on the website, you scroll down a little bit, and there are 4 boxes. You can check if you're registered to vote. This is the online voter registration, which we're going to do today. You'll click this box. Here we are on the voter registration application, the first page. It's a short application, and you'll get through it pretty quick. You can continue in any of these languages here. What you'll need in order to do this is a driver's license or non-driver's license identification card or your social security number. Then you'll click this button, Get Started. You'll see that there are 4 pages. The first page is just eligibility. You would want to click this box to certify that yes, you're a US citizen, a resident of New Jersey, and that you've resided there for at least 30 days, that you're at least 17 years of age, and you're not serving a sentence of incarceration. Then click Next. This is the personal information page. You really only need to fill out the fields that have the star, but you're welcome to fill out all the fields if you want. So you would add your first name and last name, your date of birth, and here is where you'll add either your driver's license or non-driver's license ID number, or I'm going to click social security number, and then you'll see you just need to enter the last 4 digits of your social security. If you have a touch screen device that you're using, you can sign with your finger. If not, you will need to upload a signature file. This section would be your street address, your city, your county, and there's a drop-down list of counties, and your zip code. And then you would click next. Now, because I don't want to enter any inaccurate or false information, I'm going to stop and not hit next. But to tell you about the next 2 screens, the next one is the political party screen. On this page, you're able to choose a political party from a long list of political parties, and you can also declare yourself unaffiliated, no party. So you only need to check one of those buttons and then click the next button. That takes you to step 4. That page is the submit screen. On that page, you'll see all of the information you've just entered. You'll just want to take a review of it and make sure that it's correct. Then at the bottom, there will be 2 boxes that you'll need to click. One says, yes, all of this information is accurate and truthful. The next button says, I'm not a robot. So you click those 2 buttons, and then there'll be a button that says submit. After you submit, the screen will change and it will acknowledge that you've submitted your registration online to vote. And that's it.
Thank you, Suzanne. Now you've just learned how to register online and hopefully you'll vote, but we want to say also that this is not just about elections. There are other ways besides voting to make your voice heard on the issues you care about. You can write to your local newspapers or your student newspapers. You can post responsibly on social media your views about things. You can attend meetings with elected officials. Our senators come to town occasionally, or your local representative. Go to their town halls and ask questions. You can volunteer to help with political campaigns or call the mayor about something. You can also think about a political career yourself and get it kickstarted by volunteering. The only wrong thing is not to care. Suzanne.
So you may have some questions about this presentation, or they may come to you later on, or you may have some feedback about the presentation. We welcome both. And here's how you can reach the League of Women Voters of Camden County. We have an email address, a website, a Twitter, and a Facebook page. And we also welcome you to become a student member of the League of Women Voters. Thank you very much for listening today.
Thank you.